What's up, everybody? Austin Cheviron here with the Winning Twice podcast. In this episode's a special episode because it's rest week. Now, if you're not sure what rest week is, go look in the show notes and we'll put a link to the first episode of rest week that we did. It's something a little different. And if it's the first time you're talking about it, I'll give you the 50,000 foot view. If you want to be a high achiever, you have to rest, recover, and leave some space to maintain the greatness that you want to achieve. And so about every 4 weeks, we take what's called a rest week. And it's just a little different week. And each time on this podcast, we get into the rest weeks. I'm going to give you just one golden nugget to help you implement. So that way, as you go through your business, your life, and your year, you're going to get a little stronger each month with understanding why should you rest? What does recovery look like? What does maintenance look like? And how do you truly achieve at a great level professionally and personally? So this week's tip for rest week is what I actually do right before rest week. There was a client of mine that once said, Austin, how do you run all these companies and stay sane? And she got me thinking, like, how do I do that? What is my system? What is my process to do that? And what I found was I internally did something called gather and focus. And I did it once a month on a Friday before rest week. And so what's funny is one of my other clients is named Sam. Sam said, hey, Austin, that thing you do by yourself, could you invite all of us into it? And I'm like, that's kind of my personal time. You know, if I don't have that time to myself and if it gets, if people intrude into it, I might not be able to achieve at this level. But I thought, screw it. Let's bring them in. Let's let them come in. And I warned them, this is not a training session. This is literally a gathering focus session. I will lead it and I will guide you. And here's what it looks like. It's a 2-hour session. Fridays, we do it from 2 to 4 Eastern. It's actually now an add-on to our Cheviron Live membership. And so once a month, Fridays 2 to 4, the Friday before rest week, what we do is this. First thing, we get into let's talk about the goal to start with. The goal is to get organized, to find all these loose, random things in your life that you said you were going to do, that people reached out to you, all that stuff that when you're running and you're running hard, that stuff gets lost, right? It's a text message that's buried way down deep. It's emails that haven't been sent. It's a calendar event in the future that I hadn't had time to prep for. It's somebody who I didn't follow up with. It's a referral that came in and I forgot because it was 9 o'clock. It's all those things. So the first thing we do is we take 20 minutes. I set a timer on the screen. I play some music. Recently, we've been listening to 80s rock is what we jam out to. And so for 20 minutes, timer on, music on, what everybody does is they grab their phone and they start going through their text messages. And just one by one, one by one, one by one. And what happens is you start finding all the items that you forgot about, all the things you didn't respond to, the things that you were waiting to hear back that you forgot about because it wasn't your task. And then what we do, we have our little notebooks. We start jotting down all of those loose items as we're gathering them. And here's the key. It's not time to work on them. It's time to gather them. So if you start working on them, you actually, it's a trap. You're going to go back into the doing side. We just start writing them down. And after 20 minutes, believe it or not, 20 minutes goes really fast. We find on average in 20 minutes looking through our text messages, my clients are finding between 20 and 30 random items they forgot about. A lot of times adding up to like $10,000 worth of possible commission checks, sales, all that stuff. It's absolutely crazy. And then after 20 minutes, they're normally not done with going back to the previous month. So I have them write down the month. Now, you heard me say previous month. If they sit in here every month with me, the good news is that the pile that they have to go through is only 30 days. The first time you've done it, you really need to go back to your phone probably a year, and it's going to take time. But if you do this every 30 days, if you do it with me, if you do it during this time right now, I'm giving you the skills and what to do here. If you do it, what's going to happen is your mess is only 30 days. And then once you go back 30 days, you're good. 20 minutes is up. Next, We're going to go into our photos then. And so what we want to do with our photos is we want to use these as capture devices. So instead of just like taking a photo of your family, if I'm out and about and I see a house or I see a sign or I see something that I want to be reminded to do it later, I'll snap a picture of it. And then so we'll do 10 minutes on the photos, and we go through, just remember this, we'll go through and delete the photos and videos that we don't need. That alone's worth the time, right? It's nothing like having 18,000 photos and videos and then can't find what you're looking for. So we go through, we delete them, and then we write down any of the things that we captured. If you're looking on social media and you see someone has a birthday and you're like, oh, I wanted to call them, snap a picture of it, come back into it, anything like that. After the photos, then what we're going to go to is the calendar. And we do 5 minutes going backwards, 5 minutes going forwards. And so look back over the last 30 days and jot down anything that you see that's missed. And then 5 minutes is up, then go 5 minutes and look forward for the next 30 days. What's not on the calendar? What do you need to prepare for? What are you waiting for? Are you taking a vacation? You need to prep. All those things. Next, we'll get into our email, and we'll do about 10 to 15 minutes on the email, just going through and cleaning it. Now, I could spend an entire session here or podcast episode just talking about how to stay organized with your email. It's a lot. I know it. But we'll go through the email and we'll get that cleaned up. And the last thing that we'll do is we'll go through our book where we take all of our notes. So your day-to-day notes when you're in meetings and you're writing them down, we'll go back each page and we'll gather all that and bring it all forward to today. So that way I have all of this stuff in what I call my vault and I feel organized. And after 2 hours, we got it all there. The last thing we do then is we spend about 3 minutes and we look through on average about 50 to 60 items we have written down at this point. It's crazy how it works. And what we're going to go through, we're going to look at those 60 items and we're going to ask ourselves this question. Does this need to get done right now? Is it a priority? And if it is a priority, we're going to put it as a priority A or priority B. Those are your two options. And it's funny, when you look at these items, you'll be able to see clearly the separation between I need to get this done and this is something I need to do in time. And then the priority A's are like, I need to get it done within the next 24 to 48 hours or start it. And the priority B's are, once I get the A's done, here's my next list. And so that's what we do in our gather and focus session. Once a month, 2 hours, we jam out. And by the time we're done, the word calm starts coming to mind. Calm. And then on rest week, we now have a list of 50 things. I know at first it seems a lot, but you got a list of about 50 things that you can work through, maintain, maintenance. So that way, when it's time to run, you're not full of all of this stuff in your life. I call them anchors. All these anchors aren't pulling you down and you can truly fly. So, well, that's it for this episode of Winning Twice. We'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for listening to this episode of Winning Twice. Each week, we drop a new episode with business owners, entrepreneurs, and high performers. We talk about life, vision, success, failure, and what it really takes to win professionally and personally. If you want to listen to more episodes, visit my website, austinchevron.com. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you on the next episode of Winning Twice.